Hello everyone. Yesterday finance budget for the year 2024-25 was presented by our Honorable Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman ji, in which she proposed two changes for GST. One was for ISD and other was for penalty. In this particular video, we'll be discussing the changes with respect to ISD. Very simple if I say that now registration of ISD and the distribution of credit has been made mandatory for all the organization who are having multiple location in different states, are distinct person, and they are receiving common services on behalf of some other branches. Like if HO is receiving any services for all the branches, or any particular branch is receiving services on the behalf of any other branch, then they have to take registration and distribute the credit. One very important change in the definition of ISD has now made the services which are subject to RCM, that also will, if those services are common services, that will also be taken as a credit in ISD, and then it will be distributed to different distinct person as per the benefit they are deriving from it. This has been made compulsory in the definition. In the previous definition, it was not included. Most of you might think in previous definition also it was mentioned all invoices as per section 31, and RCM invoices also as per section 31. But in the previous definition, if you see, there it was very clearly mentioned that these are for all the taxes which are paid to the supplier of taxable service. And in case of RCM, we are not paying taxes to the supplier of service. So as per the previous definition, the services which were subject to RCM were not form part of the ISD definition. But now they have specifically mentioned that services of section 9, subsection 3 and 4 will also be included in that. So those credit will also be common. If those are common, those also has to be distributed as per the rules. But now the question comes, how RCM credit will be distributed? Because RCM credit has to be taken on the payment basis. But in ISD, there is no such mechanism to pay the taxes. So for that also, they have specifically mentioned in section 20, subsection 3, that for such RCM services, the invoices are to be received in the normal regular registration of the same state. And then that registration will pay the RCM, take the credit, and then that credit will be transferred to ISD, and then ISD will distribute it as a common credit as per the prescribed rules. So now RCM is also a part of the ISD. Now after this change, all the taxpayers who are having multi-locations in different states, they have to reassess themselves. Like if they are receiving any common credit by one state to another, or even HO is receiving any services on behalf of different states, then they have to take the registration as ISD. And so far as I feel, if there is any organization having multi locations, then in most of the cases they will fall under this ambit and they have to take the registration as ISD. Now we are waiting for the rules to get prescribed if there are any changes. If there are no changes currently as per the rules, how they distribute the credit? If one state is receiving any services on behalf of other on one-to-one basis, then whole credit will be distributed to the other state. But if anyone is receiving the credit as a common credit, then it will be distributed to different states who are receiving the benefit of the service in the ratio of the turnover. If there is no change in the rules prescribed, then this method will be followed. But if there is any change, we have to see what are the changes in the rules that are being proposed, that will be implemented. And one more thing, the effective date of implementation of this particular provision of ISD has not yet notified. So we have to wait and see when it will get notified and what will be the effective date of its implementation. Thank you so much.